What is up, guys? Awesome Nerd Show here, and today we're doing another Marvel Legends set. This time we have the Build-A-Figure Thanos set, so for the new Avengers Infinity Wars, what some of these are labeled as. Some are just Avengers, of course, preparing for Avengers Endgame, which will be coming out on the same day this is, so we will have a review up on the channel later tonight. So if you're watching this the same day, the Friday, April 26th, I think has the date, we will have a review up, so you can check that out and let us know your opinions on the movie and stuff if you've seen it as well. But we are doing the review of the figures here today. So starting off here, as you can see, we've got the Captain America and the Quantum suit. So of course that's going to be a part that play a part in the movie and stuff, but of course we haven't seen it yet, so don't really know what or how big of a part or anything like that, but we've got the Captain America. Then we go into the figures that actually have the Build-A-Figure pieces in them. So first up we have the Ronin, of course, Hawkeye turned into Ronin and everything there. So we've got the Ronin figure and Ebony Maw, and then as you can see we've got the Thanos pieces that's going to be in his battle armor. But we got those two. Then we've got Living Laser and Nighthawk, which are, you know, characters we're not going to see in the movie. These are all based off comic versions. These next few character stuff, we got those two, and then we've got Citizen V and Hercules. So it's cool that we got all these, and of course, as I mentioned, that will come with Thanos pieces, so you can see Thanos's face right there and everything. So that is, I guess, all the figures. So I guess we're going to go ahead and open them. We'll review each figure as usual with everything, then of course build Thanos at the very end and see how he's going to look in the new movie and everything. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first up here is Captain America, Steve Rogers himself, and so we have Captain America here in the Quantum suits, or at least again that's what we believe they're called, and everything, as all the Avengers are wearing them in like the trailer and then the toys and everything. So we've got him in the suit here, and again the only thing that makes it Captain America really is his head here, the actual head, Steve Rogers head, with the of course Captain America helmet on, the all blue helmet with the and then the wings coming off of the side and everything, and then again somewhat looks like the actor and everything, but not too close. Of course it's hard to tell with the mask on and everything, but besides that, that's the only thing that really makes this Captain America. We don't really have anything else special, which makes this great for an army builder if you want to do the Avengers in all the Quantum suits and everything. So all you have to do is get an Avenger character head, pop it on here, and you have them in the Quantum suit, which is what my brother has done, and we will see that next week in the video. We do have the Target 2-pack, and then he's bought multiple of these and gotten heads for the Avengers and stuff and put them on. So we do have the army of them in the Quantum suits, so you'll see that next week. But we do have just the Quantum suit here as the rest of it. It's just like an Iron Man style armor. It's just, you know, all robotic armor type design. And again, in the commercials or trailers and everything, all the silver on here is all white, and so they made it silver for some reason. Maybe in a paint issue or something, the white didn't turn out very good or something. But like I said, in the trailers it's all white and then the red and black, but this time we have silver instead. We have the Avengers logo there on the chest, and then again it's all just the robotic type stuff or machine type stuff on it. And then also on the hand here we do have what is believed to be like a quantum piece or something. They all have these on their hands, these blue circle devices, and it's believed that they're going to use it to go time travel type things. I don't want to try and spoil stuff, but that's just what it's believed to happen. But of course by the time you see this I will have seen the movie, so I will know what happens, and I'm sure most of you will too. So yeah, we'll see what that Vice plays in the movie and stuff, like what sort of action stuff. But other than that, yeah, it's just a plain old hero, nothing too special about it. We do of course have movements, so the heads can obviously twist around and move and everything there. We got plenty of movements. The shoulders do move up a little bit, but of course because of the design it interferes with the joints, so it doesn't really move too far, but it can rotate all the way around. We've got the bicep twist, the double elbow joint there, which does have like an elbow pad on it or whatever, kind of interferes with it a little, but we do have that. And of course the hand here can twist all the way around, and then it can flex back and forth as well for movements there. Then of course, let's get the arms switched back around. There we go. We got the ab crunch there. So this figure's kind of loose, but does have the ab crunch there. Then the twist at the waist. Leg can come that far out here at the hip, and then that far back because of this whole butt part, and then out to the side pretty much that far. Not too much movement going on there. Then we do have the thigh twist, as you can see there. The double knee, which does have a real small knee joint, like compared to normal, the joint is real small. kind of weird that it's that small, but that's what it is. And then of course the foot can flex back and forth and then twist side to side, pretty much come all the way around and everything. So yeah, just a pretty basic figure, nothing too special going on with it. And he also comes with a shield, of course, and this is a really nice looking shield. It's all nice and shiny and everything, looks great. And then there's the back of it where it's got the arm straps and stuff for handles. So for this, you would just take his arm and you slide it through, and then I like to always grip the hand onto this part, just to kind of keep it steady and everything. It's hard. There we go. Kind of got it held onto it there like that. But I know my brother likes to pop the hand out, slide the shield all the way on, and then pop the hand out here, so it kind of keeps it on. But the way I have it here too does hold it on as well. And so there we go for Captain America. And again, no Thanos piece. This is the only character that doesn't come with the piece for Thanos, which is kind of cool. Again, so if you want to do the whole army builder thing, you can buy this and not have a bunch of Thanos pieces. But that's going to be it for the Captain America. And next up we have Ronin, which is of course Hawkeye, or Clint Barton in this case. So this is what he has turned into after Civil War, and possibly, you know, after the snap and everything of Thanos. And so he probably, you know, had some tragedy go on, so he turns into Ronin, which just happens in the comics as well. After the Civil War storyline, he disappeared, turned into this Ronin character, and then, you know, eventually turns back, which we'll probably see that as well. Which of course, for the whole Ronin thing, it kind of means, like, it goes back to, you know, feudal Japan and everything, and means you lost a master, so he feels lost and everything, so he turns into this mysterious Ronin character. So we got a whole different stuff going on. So he's in an all black leather suit with gold details and armor going on to it. So you can see he's got the hood here with the gold on it, the gold shoulder pads. He has a holster here on for his sword in the back, or I guess that's what you call a sheath, maybe, onto the back there. So we got a gold buckle there on his belt, gold armor plating there on his gauntlets and stuff there, gold knee pads, and gold on the armor pad as well. It looks like he's got another weapon hidden down there on his boots and everything. So there's some different stuff going on here we will look at. So we can obviously, this helmet just pops right off, or the hood, it just is, you know, like a piece design like that, so you can kind of just slide it on the back and stuff. So it actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Like when it's on and stuff, it's not as big and bulky around as I thought it'd be. It does actually look kind of like a hood and everything, so I think that turned out really well. But you can just slide off, and there you can see his actual like mask of Ronin. So we've got the Clint Barton face there underneath, and then his actual mask with this gold design around it and everything to like accentuate his face. You can even see maybe that, yeah, they have the holes there for breathing and everything. That's kind of cool. They put all that in and everything. Then we can even take this shield or sword holster off there, so we'll take that off there, and then we just have his jacket and everything, which you can then take off as well. It's got some parts here on the side, on his right hand side, so you can pop that off and then slide the jacket off as well. I may have to fight with this to get it off, but let me do it real quick. So there, I got the jacket off, and unfortunately it is kind of plain and basic underneath. I thought if it had the gold design, especially like as you can kind of see all like along in here and stuff, if like this stuff was accented with the gold, this figure would look super cool, because this looks more like the actual like Ronin outfit and attire and everything. But unfortunately it doesn't have the gold painted in or anything, so it probably does look better with the jacket on. But we'll go ahead and just look at the figure this way and everything. So again, it looks so cool if it would just have the gold design going into it and stuff, but again, it's just all plain except for the, you know, arms here and the legs there. Then of course the head is just all black besides that. But for movement stuff, of course, have the head movement, so there's no real limitations. I thought it may be because of the collar here around the neck, but it doesn't. Our movements, again, limitations because of these little shoulder parts there, so you can't really move the arm up too much, and this joint may be kind of stiff as well. There it goes. You may have to kind of push it in underneath a little to get more movement out of a bicep twist double elbow joint with, again, a padding or like an elbow pad there, of course the gauntlets and stuff, and then the gloved hands with continue the gauntlet. Then I like how it's gold on the inside as well, but it can flex and move and everything. Then we do have the, of course, ab crunch, which is kind of loose, of course, without the jacket on, but once you put it on, it doesn't do that and stuff. It has the waist twist, which is kind of loose on this figure and stuff, and then of course the same legs and everything. Nothing too real special to look at. Does have the double knee joint with the knee like cap right here on this part of the like knee pad. So I like, again, when they do that sort of design. Again, it's got this sword design there on its like a boot sheath or something like that. And then of course the leg movements and everything going on there. So he's got a lot of movements going on to really pose a figure. But I know a lot of people do like to modify and like fix stuff on this character to give it more posability and everything. Of course for Ronan, he's got to pose pretty well and everything. But as Ronan, since I did look more stuff up like I did in the last video and stuff, so as Ronan, he's a martial arts expert, and then he's also a swordsman, so that's what we will see. His legs kind of stuck there all twisted to the side. I'll have to put the jacket back on him and everything, but we will in the meanwhile though go and put the sword holster back on, just kind of pop it there on him. And so for accessories, he does come with swords. So he's got two different swords here. One is a long sword, so probably this is a sword you actually put in his hand to fight with and everything. And then he's got another sword which looks much smaller, but I feel this may be the same sword, just like shrunken down. It's, got pretty similar design and everything. Obviously it's not the exact, but it looks pretty similar and stuff, but I feel it's just a shrunk down version, because the shrunk down version does fit like nice, or at least it did for me, fit nice and perfectly into his holster, where I felt this one didn't, but maybe I just didn't do it right or something. Yeah, it just doesn't fit in there properly. I don't know what that has to do, but it just gets like stuck in something where the other one doesn't. So I don't know if it's just two different swords, like one's short blade and long blade, or what the difference is. Not really sure, but I feel it may just be a shrunken down, but of course until I see the movie you won't really know for sure. And then he also comes with an extra hand with some like throwing stars, so you can obviously pop his hand out, pop this one in, and so it looks like he's throwing some throwing stars out and everything. And the last thing is we've got a piece for Thanos. We've got his left arm here with the gauntlet on, of course, with all the Infinity Stones and everything. So we got that as our first piece there of Thanos. And so that's going to be it for Ronan. And next up here is Ebony Maw, which again, after seeing Avengers Infinity War, this was like one of my favorite characters, and I think it was a lot of other people's too, coming out of the movie. But unfortunately we lost him, which is sad, and I hope somehow that he comes back in game and stuff, because I want to see him back again. But this is a really tall character, so I had to move it up here closer to the camera so you can see his face. But if I put it back where I normally do, you can't see part of his face, so that's unfortunate. But this thing, it just looks so weird. It doesn't feel like a Marvel Legends. It looks completely different in design and everything, but it's still pretty cool. There's one thing I don't like about, which I'll get to here in just a second, but it does look really cool though and everything. So of course for Ebony Maw, he is a member of the Black Order, which is the whole group of the 4 characters stuff that are along with Thanos, and some of his powers and stuff, which we've seen in the movie and stuff. He's a super genius. He has telepathy, telekinesis, mind control, and can fly. And so again, we've seen all of that and everything in the movie and all that. But we'll start with a look at his face. So there is his gray alien style face. So he's got his big giant mouth, like no nose, looks like Voldemort and everything, which I think Tony even calls him Voldemort maybe. And then his eyes and everything there. But then we go around to his hair, which doesn't look like his hair did in the movie at all. His hair was a bit longer, and then it was like flowier and everything, where this just looks like some weird thing stuck on the back of his head. It kind of looks weird for his hair there, but besides that, everything else looks cool. Then we got his outfit again based off the movie and everything, so it's all gold, silver, or gray is what I meant to say, with gold. And so you can see the gold around the neck and his color and down the front of his shirt there. Then it's got multiple designs, so we have this flat gray design here, and then this blackish color with the like ridges or whatever, the texture to it and everything, which of course runs down his arms and everything down to his hands, where he's got the big long lanky hands with rings all over his hands, which again, that is another part that's similar. He's got super long arms and legs, which we'll see. So that's kind of cool again for both hands, and he got 2 different poses there for hands and everything, and again some movement which we'll take a look at. And then his like shirt or coat, whatever, it goes all the way down. It's got some pieces hanging down here with some thin plastic that can move around and flex and everything. Then we got his legs, which again are super long legs, has that same texture design all the way down to his boots there, where he's got the flat black boots on there, kind of baggy right there at the bottom and everything. But for movements and everything, so of course we got the head that can twist around, and as you can see, it's lifted up high so it can go around the collar and everything. The arm, we do have the shoulder joint, which can lift pretty high up compared to other figures, but it lifts pretty high up, kind of thin though for his joints, so may have to be kind of careful with it. But he does have, it does also twist all around, but he does also have the bicep twist, which I do like how they lined it up and everything there, so it does like line up, you know, perfectly down the arm and stuff with the shape and everything. They did a really good job with that. A double elbow joint there, and then of course his hands here that can flex and twist all the way around and everything, so it's good for posing and everything. Then it does have the twist here for like an ab crunch, so it does have some ab crunch, but also twist side to side, since it doesn't really have a waist twist because of this coat design or whatever, so it's got that whole design going on there as well. Then we got the legs, which because of this, you know, allows the legs to come out and everything, so we got that far out, not very far back at all, like no farther at all, and then out to the side, and then it does have the thigh twist, which that's the weird part, the thighs get really thick. So he's got really skinny arms, but real thick thighs, like thicker than like even the normal characters and stuff, which is kind of weird. So his whole like leg here is super thick. Then it's got a double knee joint, which is a different designed double knee joint, as you can see there. So again, I like the whole design of the figures. Like, a lot of new stuff going on here. And then of course his foot can flex and twist side to side and everything. So it's really cool that it's got all this stuff going on. So I do want to pose him next to like Captain America and stuff, so you can't see the height difference between these two characters. And again, it's still, you know, in the 6 inches, not the Build-A-Figure or anything, but I like though how you get that such a size difference even just between the normal characters and everything for that. But besides him, he doesn't really come with any like accessories or anything except for a Thanos piece. So we've got the left leg of Thanos there, so we just got his armored leg going on there, and that's going to be it for Ebony Maw. So now we're getting into the more comic book characters. These are not from the movie or anything, so I don't know much about these characters, so I had to look up a lot more. And first up here we have Living Laser, which again looks super cool, but his real name is Arthur Parks, and he's a scientist and a super genius, and we'll get into his powers and stuff later. But as you can see, this looks really cool. I mean, it's kind of not like the most exciting superhero and stuff, but I really like the look and design of this character figure a lot and everything. So there we got to look at his face, and again, I don't know what he's supposed to really look like or anything. It's got like an Iron Man style design head to me, it looks like, with the eyes and like this whole mouth design stuff. And so it's got this darker purple, or I guess it'd be lighter purple on top, than a darker purple here on the sides, and everything, and it makes like his head really long or something. It looks kind of funny and everything, but I liked it at the same time. I like the purples and everything. It just looks really weird. And then we've got his body, which is a translucent, so of course you can't really see, but especially with the line stuff, you can like kind of see through him and everything, pretty much all over except for here in his chest and shoulders, but everywhere else he is see-through and stuff, which is really cool. So I like, of course, he's all like pink. It's probably like supposed to be a purple or something, but it looks pink to me. And again, he's got some whiting color there on his chest and shoulders and everything to, you know, just add some design. He's got these designs here on his shoulders, so again, it's these circles, it's white circle, purple circle with black around it and everything. And it does even have like electricity style stuff coming off of it, so he's got those on both shoulders. And then on like the arms here, he's got these two blades on each side hanging off of his arms, probably like gauntlets or something. And then he's just pink all the way down to his feet and everything, so nothing real special design going on there. For movements though, his head can twist just a little, not too much though, because of obviously his giant hood there. It does have the like butterfly joints here on the shoulder, so the arms can move a lot farther than normal, obviously, so he's got that joint. Then it does have the normal shoulder joint, which can twist all the way around and bend up, you know, as far as it can that way. Bicep, elbow, double elbow joint there, and of course the hand, ab crunch, waist twist, thigh, bicep or thigh twist, hip is what I'm gonna say first, but double knee and foot. Then it also has the additional shin twist there as well, again for additional posing and everything. So I just overall, like, again, I don't know much about this character, but I think it looks really cool overall. But for some of his powers, so he has these implants that he came up with and designed, put him into him, and with those implants he can have energy absorption, invisibility, illusions, 3D image creation, and then he can travel at the speed of light, of course, with the like electricity type stuff. So he's like a different version of Electro mixed with Mysterio or something going on there. For accessories, he does come with these arm electricity things, so you can just take them. Again, I never know how to like use these things, but they just kind of open up and you just attach them like onto his arm or something, and they twist back around, and it can be like he's shooting electricity or something off of his arm like that. And of course it comes with two of them, so you can do obviously one for each arm and everything. And there we go, so he's got electricity coming off of him and everything for that. And then he comes with the Thanos body as the last piece. So we got the big giant piece of Thanos, though, his main body part segment and everything. So we got that. And that's going to be it for Living Laser. And next up here is a cool looking figure. We've got Nighthawk. And so this Nighthawk is Kyle Richmond. And just for a little backstory, he's from a very rich family. And he comes up with an alchemy serum that kind of gives him his powers and stuff that we'll look at later. So it kind of reminds me of like a Batman style and stuff. Like his parents get killed. And so he does this whole thing and becomes Nighthawk. So again, it's got like a very Batman originated story to it and everything. But this looks pretty cool. I mean, it's not the best design figure, and I'll point out some stuff why and everything, but I think it looks pretty cool. So I like his main body is just all this dark blue and orange, so it's got like a Chicago Bear style color scheme going on to it and everything. And then it's got this big giant red cape, which I like the cape design. I think it looks really cool. It looks awesome. It looks, you know, like wings and everything, and it's pretty dang cool. So we'll look at his face there. So there's the face, and I like how he's got these orange wings coming off right under his eye, and then the wings stick off the side of the head and stuff. I think that's cool. He's got, looks like black eyes in there, very demonous, and of course his mouth there and everything. And then we got his cape, which we'll look at more in detail, and then his actual body. So he's got this, you know, it's supposed to be, I guess, like a hawk or something painted on his chest in orange, but unfortunately with this figure, which you can't really see it on the camera, it's not painted very well. It's like very thin coloring and stuff, so you can still see the blue underneath. And it was hard to find this figure because we actually bought these in store and everything, so it's hard to find. We had to go to multiple different stores to try and find this figure, find one that paint job looked the best, and this is the best one we could get. And still is not perfect, but it's, you know, like I said, the best we could find and everything. Then he's got these orange gauntlets on with some claws on it, so it looks like he's got Wolverine style claws going on there in his hands, which we'll mention later. Then again, it's just the dark blue all the way down till you get to his classic style boots. Looks like Captain America's old boots, or from one of the Goblins or something, and it's just the orangish yellow style color there. And then we've got the big red cape. So again, it's a cape design, so it's wrapped around here, his neck, and then it sweeps up with the pose, or the way it's designed and stuff. Again, looks very wing-like, and then comes down into the points here at the bottom. It's a hard plastic, or harder plastic, so you don't really have much flexibility at all to it or anything. But it looks really nice. It feels nice and everything. And then as you can see, it's got the thing there that goes into his back that helps hold it on, which when I took it out of the box, it wasn't. So this was all over the place, and it was hard to get him to stand, which still kind of is, because the big giant cape is wanting to pull him backwards, but you just have to kind of lean him forward to counteract it. And it actually holds pretty well. And then once I actually got the thing popped into his back, it actually held pretty nice. But just capes on figures are just like drive me crazy, because it's just so hard to get them to look good and everything. But this one actually, once, like I said, once I get it popped in, it actually looks pretty good to me as well. So that's pretty much for him. He doesn't really come with any accessories, but for his powers and stuff, he does have, he's an athlete, a super strength, mildly super strength. He has agility and durability at night, so from dusk until dawn and stuff, so that's why it's kind of like Nighthawk and everything, so he works at night. He has these jet-powered wings, so there's the wings there, and then the claws and stuff, so we got the claws on the hand. And then he also uses shoots lasers and projectiles as well, a part of his whole design and everything. But yes, other than that, besides like his, you know, cape and his claws, he doesn't have anything else that he comes with or anything. But for Thanos, we do have Thanos' right hand, and then we also have Thanos' double-bladed weapon, so it looks like a airplane propeller or something like that. So yeah, it's got this double-bladed sword, which of course we'll look at later for that. And that's going to be it for Nighthawk. Next up here is Citizen V, which is actually, in this version, it is Helmut Zemo, so the Baron Zemo's son, the Zemo we saw in the Captain America Civil War movie and everything. So it's kind of cool that they threw this character in here when it's based off the character we saw in the movies and everything. But this is, as I said, Citizen V, and so since he is Helmut Zemo, he's pretending to be the original Citizen V, or one of the kids and stuff. There's been many different people that have played Citizen V, and so he's pretending to be the hero, and he gets a group of villains put together, and they all change their name and costumes and everything, and pretend to be heroes, but are actually bad in the end, and it actually gets found out and stuff. And so the heroes, like Avengers stuff, end up defeating them and everything. But I think this looks cool. It's like not the best character, but I think it actually looks really cool. I like the design and everything. So here we got to look at his face. So again, it's got this all white like mask design there, so I kind of like it, and it even sticks up at the top and everything, as you can see. So I think it's a cool like mask design, very plain and everything, but it still looks pretty cool. And then he's in an all blue costume, as you can see. Of course, has the red accents going on to it, but all blue underneath, and so he's got the red. It looks like just a bunch of like string or like ribbon or some sort of cloth material just wrapped over him a bunch of times, you can see the details of it. So he's got this red cloth wrapped all the way around his hands, some around his belt, which is loose, kind of loose here and stuff. So just this wrapped all the way around. Again, the same gauntlet on that side, and then the boots as well, just all red leather boots there as well. Then he's got the big giant cape on the back. It's all, of course, the dark blue with the white outlining, and then the American flag style. So we got the stars and blue field here, and then the red and white stripes on that shoulder pad. And again, was not happy with the cape, but once I get popped in and pushed in pretty well, it just kind of stays. But of course, it limits the movement, so obviously if you try and lift it up, it starts interfering with the cape and everything, so that's unfortunate. But of course, besides that though, he's got all the same sort of body movements, just limitations there on these shoulder pads because of that. So with the cape, it is again kind of hard to get him to stand up, but he was easier than Nighthawk at first. But the design looks overall a lot better, and I really like that. For accessories and stuff, and then we'll get into his powers, he does come with a sword here, so it looks kind of like a rapier or something like that. Obviously much thicker than that, but that's the like handle design and stuff reminds me of that or something. But for his powers and stuff, he's a martial artist, he's an athlete, he's a strategist, and a swordsman and marksman. So he's, you know, kind of a all-around good superhero type guy and everything. And then he comes with the right leg of Thanos here that I dropped. So we got that leg of Thanos as well. And that's going to be it for Citizen V. And our last figure here is Hercules. So again, this is the Hercules you have known about stuff from the Greek mythology and everything. So if you know about that guy, you pretty much know this about him and everything already. But go and look at his figure and everything. So here's, of course, is a look at his head. So there's a look at his face. Of course, he's a big, muscular man. It's everything. So he's very beefy and everything. But we got to look at his face there. So he's got the bright blue eyes, the beard and everything. He does have this helmet on over his head. He's got his hair pulled back into a ponytail or bun or some style like that. But it's weird that he has this weird like helmet design on stuff. I don't know what it's for, but he wears it, and I've seen him, you know, wearing it for years and stuff. So don't really know what that's about and stuff. Maybe just be like an old like gladiatorial type thing. Then he's got this belt on here, as you can see, with a what looks to be kind of like a lion or something. I don't know the design here on the gold belt buckle and stuff, but I think he's got all these pockets around it and everything. And then of course some straps coming up to hold his weapons that we'll see in a second. So he's got a short sword and an axe holder there on his back. On his hands here, we do have some gold gauntlets again with some design, a little bit of design on. I'm not exactly sure if it's supposed to be anything or not, but he's got that gold design on it. Then we've got his pants. So he's got these brown pants, so light brown on the inside, dark brown on the outside. He's got these knee pads on there. And then his boots, which have, you know, a strap here at the top, and then actual thick, heavy boots with some, looks like to be some armor pieces there on his feet and everything. And again, he's just a big, muscular, beefy man, so he's got all these muscles, so he's like, oh, look at my muscles and everything. So again, for movements stuff, since he is a little bit different, obviously his big, giant muscles get in the way, so you don't have as much arm movement and everything as usual. And then, of course, still has the bicep twists and stuff and all the other parts there. His waist, though, is obviously obstructed by the belt and everything, so he can't really twist around too much at all there, but everything else should be exactly the same as usual and everything. For accessories, he does come with extra hands, so he does have 2 grip hands, because obviously he's got 2 fists there, so he needs 2 grip hands so he can hold his weapons. So one of the first things he got is a mace here, which by the stuff is called an adamantine mace, and it's, by what I read and stuff, it's got as much strength as Mjolnir, so Thor's hammer and stuff. It just doesn't have the magical aspect to it like Thor's hammer does, but it's just as strong as durable as it is and everything. And he fights with Thor and fights alongside Thor and everything and stuff, part of the Thor storyline stuff. So he's got that sort of mace, and then he also has a sword as well, which I'll show. We can also stick it into the back here, so the mace goes in there and the sword goes in on this side there. So there he's got the sword and the mace there on his back as well. And then for power stuff, of course, superhuman strength, agility and durability and endurance. He's, you know, pretty much immune to everything, just like Thor. Pretty much whatever Thor has, he has as well too. And the other thing, we come with Thanos' head. So we've got the last piece of Thanos here, so we're ready to build him up. We got the head there as well. And that's going to be it for Hercules. So now I have all the pieces here for Thanos, so I'm going to build it and bring it back and we'll take a look at it. So here's the Build-A-Figure Thanos put together now. Of course, Thanos, the Mad Titan, our villain and everything from the Avengers Infinity War and now in-game movie. And so this is pretty sure how he's going to look from the in-game movie. Again, haven't seen it at this point, but by the time you see this, I will have. But because of all the figures and all sorts of stuff like Legos and stuff, he's all been in this armor in the stuff for the new movie. So I'm pretty sure this is how he's going to appear, and it's his battle armor. And then he also has this, again, the double-sided bladed sword there as well, part of it. So I have some speculation I may go ahead and mention. It could be a spoiler, again, I don't know, but just by speculation on what could happen in the movie. So obviously he used the Infinity Gauntlet in the last movie, and afterwards it kind of looked really beat up and destroyed and everything, so I feel he's not going to have the full power. So obviously he can't do the snap again. He already did it once. At least I'm pretty sure you can't do it more than one time, so we don't have to worry about that. But he may still use the gems, like have some of the powers and stuff to be, you know, how in Infinity War he used the gems and stuff to, you know, be able to fight against people and everything with all the powers that it provides and stuff. So he may have that, but maybe some of them are broken or destroyed, or he can't use them all or something, so that's why he's got to get his armor here, which is what he, you know, wore pretty much before getting the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff. And then that's why else he has to use a weapon and stuff to be able to fight against the Avengers. But again, that's just all my speculation as to why, because to me, I thought the Infinity Gauntlet was completely destroyed at the end of the last movie, because it looked like it was to me after he did the snap. But and you know, you get them all to do the snap and it did it, so it's like, what, you can't do it again, so what's the point of having it? But you never know, and he's always still wearing and stuff, so obviously it's not completely destroyed. But this Thanos looks pretty cool. So obviously we have the Thanos underneath, so his purple skin and everything underneath there, again with this with this all gold armor on the outside. So he's got the helmet here and stuff, which does, you know, for character wise, have movement and stuff to it. He does have some shoulder movement, but it's probably not very much, and all his joints are real stiff, so we'll probably play around with these. But of course the single elbow joint there, as you can see, of course his hand can move a little, but of course he's got the big giant gauntlet piece on there, so he can't really move it too much. It does have the ab crunching and not too much movement though. The legs can obviously move around and bend at the double knee joint, and then the foot can flex and everything, so all sorts of movement and stuff. Again, a lot of the joints are stiff though on this, so we'll have to mess around with it. And I didn't want to show, just because he's so big, I wanted to show. So here's the Ebony Maw next to him, and then we'll bring even back Captain America next to him, so you can see the size difference between all the different characters and everything there, which I think is cool. But that's going to be it for this Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Thanos wave. Avengers, I don't know what wave it's going to be called or whatever. You'll see the title of it and everything. But it's got the Build-A-Figure, battle armor, Thanos and stuff, which is all that really matters. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. And especially don't forget to check out our review of Avengers Endgame. And of course, you can see next week where we'll do the two, I guess you call them battle packs or whatever, 2 packs of the Avengers character and stuff. We got the Target and the Walmart pack as well, so we got those that will be coming up the next week, so you can check that out as well. But I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.